I've got a case to make that Drive to Survive is not a good thing for F1 as a whole, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's brought in money and lots of new fans, but I feel like it's also pricing a lot of people out and it's pushing the sport up so high, it's becoming almost annoying, right? I thought about this and I looked into it. The average cost of a 3-day general admission ticket has risen by 48%, so half, since 2019, which is when Drive to Survive started. And the ability to get tickets is a lot harder, right? Austin went from 268,000 attendees to 440,000. So they're just completely cramming it full. They're pushing up the prices. Merchandise prices are up by 1,000% since 2018. It's just made the sport go crazy. And you think, okay, fine, there's more money and stuff. But it's also just made it so hard to like watch and attend and, you know, all that. So what do you guys think? Are you happy with Drive to Survive in F1? Do you think it's made it a good thing or has it been a bit of a net loss?
I think correlation isn't necessarily causation, because when did Liberty Media come and take over Formula One? Because I think that also has a lot to do with those rising ticket prices. We've got 2 new American races. The prices for those are insane, so they will be dragging up the averages. The European races are still a lot more accessible. So I think it's probably a combination of factors. And if you love the sport, why would you not want more people to get involved?
I tend to agree. So I think it's generally good for the sport. I think it's over-dramatized. A lot of it's a bit crap. I usually watch it, but there's usually only a little chunk I take away from it, like some behind-the-scenes stuff. But generally, the awareness of Formula One is much bigger, which surely as a fan has got to make it a lot more interesting for me. Yeah. I can go out and have a conversation about a lot of people now about Formula One, even though it's possibly different. But
if it's just about how handsome Daniel Ricciardo is, then that's not a proper conversation about F1.
Is that your conversation that you like to have?
I've always been trying to talk to you about that. I never want to engage. But like, do you not talk to? You can tell so quickly when someone's a Drive to Survive fan and not a Formula One fan.
Why does it matter?
Don't gatekeep.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not saying they shouldn't. But I just think that sometimes it's like you're in an incredibly crowded room now. Like you enjoyed your little thing, and then now there's just a million people who've all just piled in on your thing, and you're like, can you all just? Now you've got to have sprint races and just...
Again, is that a Drive to Survive thing or is that a Liberty Media thing?
It's a good point because Liberty Media took over in 2017.
Yeah, and I just think... Do you know what I think Drive to Survive did really well? I think one of the reasons people didn't connect with motorsport is because you are far removed from it. Like in other sports, you can see the players. You can... Like I love tennis, for example, because you can see someone having a meltdown on court, right? You can't see that when you're watching racing.
Yeah.
What it did was humanize the drivers and bring the personality to the sport, which I think is something that was really severely lacking.
Yeah.
And it's meant people can connect with it.
And I liked that as well, by the way. I really liked the first season of Drive Survive because it was the thing I really love that I'm just getting more visibility into. It's the sheer popularity of it and what it's done.
It's just like the Premier League. It's just like the Premier League. And, you know, if things get bigger, then that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just makes it more accessible. There's more commentary. There's a whole channel on Sky now for F1 that they show old classic races.
Quick one, if you're enjoying the episode, we'd really appreciate it if you could hit subscribe. We are trying to get to 500 followers and it only takes 2 seconds.
Back to the episode. Now, before Drive to Survive, there's never that need and never that want for it. And I think that's really, really good. I do think you're right. I think it's Liberty Media that making some, in my opinion, worse decisions for true F1 fans than actually Drive to Survive are, personally.
Yeah. I think there's a balance to be struck, isn't there? And I think I personally have a real problem with that, like true F1 fan or like you're a fake Drive to Survive fan. Does it matter how somebody came to the sport if they love the sport? And I think if we are seeing a load of like fake fans, they will drop off eventually. I don't think a reality show, which is what Drive to Survive is. Mm-hmm. And I already thought F1 is, you know, Real Housewives, but for boys, like all the drama that goes on, all the backstabbing, all the petty stuff that's coming out in the media, it's just brought that to life, you know? Yeah. It's a whole nother element to enjoy of Formula One. Mm.
And we spoke last week about some different things in terms of the new regs, but it's okay that different people enjoy Formula One for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people enjoy it for the engineering. Some people enjoy it for the drama. Some people enjoy it for racing. And some people over here enjoy it for the looks of Daniel Ricciardo. But it's absolutely fine how you feel.
Though, he's a good looking guy.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
He's a good looking man.
Great.
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz gives him a run for his money, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
Can we? I could do a whole episode just on Carlos Sainz.
So could Miles by the sound of it.
Yeah.
I'll step
Tune
out
in
this
next
one.
week. Rank the most handsome drivers. I don't know. And it also coincided with the Max v Lewis season.
Yeah.
That was just unbelievable. And all these people piled into it and they were like, oh my God, this is F1. This is the most exciting thing I've ever seen. Where was this all of my life?
Yeah.
And then
But they've
we've been
stayed.
sat there through, I don't know if a lot of them did.
I think a lot of them have.
To be fair, I'd love to see the figures of people who dropped off again after that season.
I also think there's a real positive benefit for the wider racing network. A lot more people are watching F2, F3, touring cars, Indy cars, because
F1
if
Academy.
they feel F1 Academy, because if they feel a bit left out of that kind of close-knit community, they can find other things which support, you know, all racing in general, which I think is a really good thing.
Yeah, and you've got to think about the sustainability of the sport as a whole. If a race is not selling out every time and they're making a loss every time, how are they meant to keep going?
I must admit, arguing against myself now,
We're winning.
Silverstone was on the ropes, wasn't it, for a bit in terms of F1 being there? There was talks about them not doing it there
I think
anymore.
a lot of the races were.
And then now they probably can't move for cash, so they're thinking, all right, let's stick with that. So that's probably a good thing that's happening.
Yeah.
They're building more stands like constantly.
Yeah.
It must be mad that you build more stands and invest that money for one weekend a year.
Crazy.
Because that's the only time it's going to be full is the British Grand Prix. That's
Yeah.
it. The rest of the year, you'll be busy, but you won't be the British Grand Prix.
Yeah.
So there must be so much money in it now, which is good. I just the only thing, the worst thing about Drive Survive is there's such a big American audience and there's too many races in America now. And I think that's really pulled it. A bit with Liberty Media, a bit with Drive Survive. The US has gone wild with it, and now we've got 2 crap races and 1 good race in America. Sorry,
Good correction there.
Correct myself.
Good correction there. But I think that is probably influencing a lot of the stuff that you're seeing around the like ticket prices and stuff. Like Miami's coming up and that's crazy prices. Like so is Vegas.
But there will be people out there, like you were mentioning the Premier League earlier, there will be people out there who can't go and see these races anymore because the ticket prices have been raised, or they've replaced the sort of standing areas with big stands that now you've got to buy those
I
tickets
feel like that about
for,
football though. That's why I only go and see women's football because that's what I can afford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is, just quickly, is I also think a lot of the Drive to Survive generation don't want to go to the same races. I want to go to Budapest. I want to go to Monza. I want to go to Spa. I don't want to go to Las Vegas. Whereas I think there's a possibility of the people who watch Drive Survive would be more inclined to go to one of those big showy races.
Yeah.
And I think there's maybe a difference. I'd love to go to Interlagos, but I just can't imagine someone going, do you know what? Actually, we're not going to go to Vegas, where that's the whole glam of it.
Yeah, I do get that. And I suppose F1 has always been tied in with glitz and glam, hasn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's good.
it's interesting. I'm sure everybody has their opinions on this.
I'm sure they do. And we've not settled that case. I think it probably is.
I think we won that
I think
fight.
I think it is a net
it's
win.
good for
I think it is a net win, but I think there are definitely downsides to it.
Full 180. We love it.
Well, let us know if you think Miles is completely wrong in his opinion. And also if you agree that Daniel Ricciardo is the most attractive racer on the grid.
Or
Let
is
us
it
know.
Carlos Sainz?
Or is it Carlos Sainz? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. Got there.